Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Village Rise and Community Conversation series. And we have a special guest with me today. But before we do that, I'm going to bring my co host onto the live stream, Baba Luther Gray.
Yeah, good evening,
Hello,
Tosinger
Baba
and
Luther
brother
Gray.
Bayo from Nigeria is
Yeah,
in
God
the
is
house.
good.
Yes,
yes.
it's
Good
good
evening,
seeing
good
y'all.
evening.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm doing good. So good to haven't seen you in a few weeks. It's good to see you.
Same here, same here. Are you in New Orleans or I heard you
Yeah,
were in ATL?
I'm back in New Orleans. I was in Atlanta over the weekend, but I'm back in New Orleans
Uh-huh.
now.
Okay.
Okay, here is Mr. Bayo Bello.
How you doing, Baba Luther?
Nice meeting you, brother. Nice meeting
Nice
you.
meeting you. Thank you.
Right.
Yes, I was telling Bayo that you're based in New Orleans, and he was saying, tell me what you were
Yeah, I
saying.
was I was telling her that I love New Orleans, but I haven't been there. So this is the closest I have to New Orleans right here.
Oh, oh, okay. Wow. Nice.
That's an artwork of
Yeah, some musicians jamming.
musicians
Yeah.
jamming, New Orleans jazz musicians.
Yeah.
Nice. You ever been to New Orleans yet, Brother Bayo?
No, I have no, I haven't been yet.
We got to get you. We got to get both of y'all to New Orleans to perform some music within the next 6 months at least.
That'll be wonderful. That'll be wonderful.
Hopefully
Can't
by
wait.
Yep.
the month of February will be a good month to try to bring you all to New Orleans.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to
I did.
Bello's music and read his bio, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself to the people that are watching. Of course, we already know he's originally from Nigeria, but Bio, tell us who you are, your background as a musician, and how you ended up in the United States of America.
Oh, that's a good question. My name is Bayo Bello, and I've been here now for about 38 years. So I transferred from college in Atlanta to finish up here at Clark College. It's now Clark Atlanta University. But while I was in high school was when I started playing music. I was in the choir, but I didn't take it seriously then. But then a friend of mine taught me how to play the harmonica. So I played the harmonica maybe about age 13 or so. And after that, I just left it. I never went back into music. I did sports. Then later on, um, a friend of mine had a flute that was given to him by his girlfriend, and he never played the flute. So I asked to borrow the flute, and that's how I started just playing the flute. And he had a book with it too. So I learned like that, just with the flute. So one day, I went to see Fela Kuti at the shrine. I think I was
Oh
about
yes.
16 then, yes.
Wow.
And I heard all those horns come out of the speakers. He had like two baritone saxes, two tenor saxes, a trombone, about two or three trumpets. And I was captivated by that sound. And that's when I decided I was going to learn how to play the saxophone. So eventually I finally got a sax, and I went to Peter King, who's an Afro jazz musician. So he opened a school then. So I was his first student, and that's where I learned music theory and the sax. but I was still in college then, so I was doing I was doing music and I was in college at the same time. So eventually, when I transferred here, and yes, and I think I ended up playing with Peter King's band, and we had lots of shows around. We did lots of university shows, and we played at like Museum Kitchen Lagos, and we did some TV shows also. And then when I moved here to the US and relocated here, I formed a band while I was in college called Tosinger with a brother of mine. May so rest in peace, Jiso Bizano. He's passed now. And he played congas and I played acoustic guitar. We just did traditional songs. So with the two of us, the band now got bigger. We got the guitarist, the bass player. So we had a full-fledged band at the end of in about 6 months. And we were playing, it was like circuits around here, Pan-African festivals, Macomec festivals, things like that while I was on campus. So and then I joined after graduation, I had joined some reggae bands also. I was playing in some reggae bands, playing saxophone. But then my instructor, the economic professor then, he's from Trinidad and he played the steel pan. So he had joined my band, with the steel band, and I was intrigued. So after everybody graduated, he told me that he was going to form a steel band and he wanted me to come join. So that's how I joined, and I became an arranger there. And from there I played with other steel bands, and that's how I got my feet wet into playing pan. And the pan is a very special, even though I play other instruments, it's a very special instrument for me because I will go out and play, and there was this gentleman who was an artist, and every time he'll see me, he's from Trinidad. Every time he'll see me perform, he'll make a statement. He will say, "Oh, everything has come full circle now." So he said it twice, on two different occasions, and then the third time I had to go to him. I said, "Every time you see me play, you say everything has come full circle. What exactly does that mean?" So he now told me that this steel pan was developed in a place called Laventille, a city called Laventille in Trinidad. And that Laventille used to be called Yoruba village. So he's
Oh,
saying the Yoruba people from Nigeria, right, that were transported to um, Trinidad during slavery were the ones that created the music. So he's telling me my people actually created the instrument that I'm playing. So that's why every time he'll see me, then he'll say everything has come full circle. So Labanti used to be called Yoruba village. The instruments were, and so when I realized that the instruments were created by Yorubas, I even got very intrigued with it. So it's a lovely instrument that I enjoy playing. So I'll say I still play other instruments too, but it's like my primary instrument now.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow!
that's
What a story. It's amazing how it looks like sometimes things are a coincidence, but then you find out that it was meant to be. Like how you found your way to meet someone who played the steel drum, steel pan, and then you find out that that's where the people from Nigeria came from that place. So that was meant to happen, and so it's beautiful how when we're young people, we just think we don't really think things happen for a reason. But as we get older, we really appreciate those coincidences much more, don't we?
exactly.
yes.
That's very true. Yes.
I've been to Trinidad, man. You're right, man. Those you and when it's leading up to Carnival, you hear the steel pans practicing all over the island, man.
All over
And
the island.
every
Yes.
neighborhood got them, man. Like what you hear? You
Yes.
go this way, you hear. You go that way, you hear them. Oh man, it's all over the island, man.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yep.
Beautiful. You play so well too, bro.
Thank you
I think
very much.
like
Wait.
Thank
the whole link between Africa, the Caribbean, and North America really can be found if you trace it through the music. I would say that might be pretty true.
Yes.
Through the music.
Yes.
Through the music.
Wow.
Exactly.
Oh.
And even in Latin America, too, it still has, like the rhythm they call the wawanko, pap, the clave, pap, 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 pap. Like that's a 3-2 clave, or pap, pap,
Right,
pap, pap, pap. That's
right.
2-3 clave. That's from Yoruba culture. We play it all the time, but we didn't know that's what it was called. But then in Cuba, that's the name they gave it. They
It's
call it
clave,
wawa.
yeah. Oh, that's from
Clave.
Nigeria too?
That's from
Okay.
Nigeria, from Yoruba too, yes, because we play it all the time in all our traditional songs.
Oh, wow. Man, that's amazing, brother. I didn't know that.
Yes, yes, it's good.
The
Clave
African
is from
roots of the African roots of like jazz and Cuban music and like you say from Trinidad all have their roots from Mother Africa. And I think the more we can find out about those connections, the better we can connect with each other around the world.
Mm,
yes.
What
definitely.
you just said, 3-2 Clave came from Nigeria. I just thought it was a Cuban thing, you know?
Yeah, but Cuba has the third largest Yoruba community in the world,
Right,
right? So Brazil has the second after Nigeria, and Cuba has the third. So what Cuba did was they preserved all the traditions from the deities that we have, like the Yemoja, Ogun, or Batala, and all that.
right.
They they kept all that, and it's in their curriculum, right? Sadly enough, we don't have that back home because with colonialism, right? We have that colonial mentality, and we think our culture, right, is inferior
Mm,
to the colonial culture. So when you try to play music like that, when you try to play traditional music, they look down on you because you're supposed to be playing Western music. So that's the mentality. So, but incidentally, Cuba has all that in their curriculum and are teaching their children. Sadly enough, I've heard some Nigerian historians who left Nigeria to go to Cuba to go learn what we have back home,
mhm,
but because we don't have it in a structured, curriculum back home, they couldn't learn it there. They had to go to Cuba to learn it.
mm,
So that part is very sad too.
mm,
Oh man, that's amazing. And then like you say how I saw Fela perform in New Orleans many years ago.
mm,
Well, so you're right, man. Whenever you heard that band play, it inspires you to be creative, man. I mean, and those shows he did was like hours long, like 5 hours, 6 hours, like it was like
Yes, yes,
wow.
all night
yes,
long, man. Like
yes,
what?
yes, yes,
Oh
yes,
Yeah, his recordings are long as well. Like
yes.
they're not the average structure of a regular track. There's some tracks are like 40 minutes
Yeah,
long,
about 30, 40, especially live. Yeah, now I
Yeah.
was opportuned well because I in terms of my
Influence.
Pan-Africanism ideology, I got that from Fela, while I was there because I was always at his house and the shrine. So he encouraged us, and he had a library. He had the Calacuta library, so that's where we read about autobiography of Malcolm X, how Europe underdeveloped Africa, and Egyptology books and all that. I read all that books that were not available in universities back home. They were available at the Calacuta library then. So he actually opened my eyes in terms of seeing Africa, as the center of the world and the cradle of civilization.
Mm,
You're right, man. And I think things are coming full circle because I think now we really realize that. And like just like we're on this Zoom, we're on this SteamYard platform, that now we can be like in Atlanta to New Orleans to Africa to Brazil to Cuba, all on like tonight we could do that, you know. So your music and what you learned and how you bridged all these traditions, man, it's just so amazing. And it's just an honor meeting you tonight. Both of you and Tosinger, you all are so talented and so beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you
thank you
very
so
much.
much.
That's very nice.
We're gonna
Thank you very much.
experience some music tonight. We are like in the quarter of the hour, so I think this is a good time to hear something, right, Babalutha?
Yes, Okay, yeah, I love to
Yes.
hear you play. What studio are you all
Okay,
at?
great.
Where are you? Where are you?
His studio.
This is my rehearsal studio
Oh, gotcha. Okay, nice, nice.
at home.
His studio.
This is
We're in
my
his
studio at
studio.
home. Yes,
His
this is
Yeah.
home
this thing.
studio.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna do a tune.
beautiful.
I'm gonna do a tune. It's a high life tune. It's just a party tune. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So it's a party tune. So I'm just gonna do it quickly and we enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, Babaluda is giving us some. That was awesome.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
That
could
was
be
nice.
jamming
That
all
was
night
nice.
long. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
all we need is so singer to start singing. We could have
I
Oh
been.
know.
yeah.
The
Yes,
next
yes.
the
I
next
was.
song you do, she should sing. I'll play the talking drum and you play the pans, man. That'll
Yeah.
There
be
you go. There you go. That will work.
yeah.
Definitely. That will be great.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Man. You are so talented, bro. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
Mhm.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What was the name of that song?
Mhm.
It's called OJJ.
And
Oh,
what does
what does it mean?
OJJ mean?
It's just a party song, and what he does, what he was doing was he was singing that, okay, here's my new song, and we sing real good. We have here to have a fun time and party with us.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow. So that's the Yoruba language?
Yeah, that was the Yoruba language. Yes.
The steel pan, like you say, it's full circle. Full circle. That's what he told you,
Full
right?
Exactly.
circle.
Yes. Yes.
That
Full
that that
circle.
could be that could be the name of your next CD, your next
Full
project.
Oh,
circle.
there you go. That's a good
That's a good
idea.
one.
That's a good
That's a
idea.
good one.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that. Full
Thanks. Yeah,
circle.
full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah.
That sounds
I
good.
like
I
that.
like the sound of that.
I'm gonna have to come back to Atlanta soon, so I can get on it, so I can get on in the
Yeah,
studio with you.
please
Yeah.
come on, please.
That
You're
would be
welcome. That would
awesome.
be great. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That would be awesome. Yes, yes, yes. So and the good thing about Bayo's music is it's multi-genre. Like what he just did is more of the highlight feel, and he can do any other genre while incorporating the steel pan,
Right.
jazz, bossa nova, reggae, soul. It's just limitless in terms of how he incorporates the steel
It
pan
is.
into all styles of music with that and still giving us that African touch. It's something else.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
And then the
Yes.
sound of the steel pan. But tell people maybe how the steel pan came into existence. What made people in
Okay,
on
great.
Trinidad make steel take oil drums and make instruments out of them? Tell us about that.
Okay, good. Before the advent of this steel pan, there used to be a festival called Tambu Bamboo. So what they used to do is they take bamboo sticks, and with the bamboo sticks they hit it on the ground, right? So just like like you might have 100 people in like a big steel band, they'll have 100 people going down the street, and
Okay.
they play different rhythms with the bamboo sticks on the ground, right? But there
Hmm.
was some violence with it, right? Because it came from the people on the street, right? So it wasn't from the
Right.
educated folks, it was from the people on the street, right? So the government banned tambu bamboo and said they couldn't have tambu bamboo anymore. So and during that time was when Trinidad had an oil boom. So the oil was discovered in Trinidad. So they now
Oh.
had all these oil drums just laying around. But before they got to the oil drums, when tambu bamboo was banned, what they'll do was while they're going down, they take like a tin of milk, anything that's a tin, and they'll play it, right? And they'll play rhythms to that. So
Okay.
there was a guy named Free Simon. So he played his own tin real hard, right? His own tin of milk. He played
Yes.
it real hard, and he had the concave shape, right? So he
Right.
went in behind to hit it back out with a stone so that he can continue playing it. So when he hit it back out, he realized that he was getting a couple of tones from the tin now,
Oh.
right? So it wasn't just one tone. It was like, okay, so that's two tones. So he tried one more, tried hitting it from another angle, and he got three tones on that tin. So that's when they had an idea that, okay, all these drums that are just sitting around, all these oil drums, we're going to try and beat them down and see how many tones we can get from them. So it started from like 3 tones to 4 tones, right? And then it now developed into like all the sharps and flats that we have in music. So it started from 2 notes to 3 notes, and that's how the evolution of the steel band started.
Wow, I didn't. I never knew that. Wow.
Yes, and so it was accidental. It was accidental. But then, because just like the same situation that we have back home with the colonial mentality, where we don't appreciate our own culture, that was the same thing that happened in Trinidad. So the government was, they never pushed it because they believe was that it was the music of the touts, not the music of the educated or the affluent people. So they never encouraged their children to get into it. So all the time that it was being developed in Trinidad, that Trinidad should have had a patent on it. They never had any patent on it. So now in Japan, they're making them, they have electronic versions that they're making all over the world, right? Because Trinidad, the government of Trinidad and people of Trinidad did not appreciate the instrument then enough for them to have a patent on it or to encourage people to go play, their children to go play. Parents will beat their children if they find out that they're playing pan, right? So that's what happened. Now it's different. It's in curriculum, it's in universities and everything now. Because even before they got it in the universities, it was in the universities abroad, right? It was in universities here. They had a PAN program here in many universities here. And after all that happened was when Trinidad finally woke up and, now decided to have that in their curriculum in school. But it's too late now because they don't have the patent. So whoever makes it outside of Trinidad, Trinidad is not getting anything out of it.
Wow. So
Exactly. Very sad.
the professor at Clark University, he played the steel pans, right?
Yes, he did.
He was from Trinidad.
Yes, he was from Trinidad and he played in a band in Trinidad.
Wow. What
But he
what did
was
he
a rebel. I'm
what did
sorry,
he
go
teach?
ahead.
What did he teach at Clark University? What did he teach?
Economics.
Oh wow.
Yes, he was an economics professor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he was one of the few educated ones who got into PAN because PAN was, typically not supposed to be for those who are educated. But he was a revolutionary, and
Right.
his name is Ajamu Niyomba, and he was the one that introduced me to PAN, and he eventually formed a state band called PAN People, and PAN People State Band has been around since the 80s,
Nice.
and it's run by his children now.
Wow. That's what did you make when you were at Clark University? What did you major in?
Accounting and economics.
So you know how to count that money. You know how to play that music and count that money.
Yes,
I like that.
interestingly enough, I was an accountant for 10 years and I went into IT. So now I'm a software developer.
Wow. Yeah, you in Atlanta, man. Y'all got it going on, man. Y'all got it going on in ATL. Everybody got about 3 or 4 hustles in Atlanta,
I
right?
know, right?
I
That's
love it.
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that background about the instruments and
thanks.
and
So what they do. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I'm through.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, even like with the instruments, like the one I play, I do have some double seconds, but the one I play is called the tenor pan, and it
Okay.
has an average of 30 notes, right? So what they've done is the larger the size of the note, the lower it sounds. So the smaller notes sound high, right? So in
Right.
order for them to have another range that will complement the tenor pan, but that will be in a lower range, they had to split the notes up on 2 drums. So each drum has 15 notes. It sounds lower. Then there's
Okay.
a triple guitar, right? So they split the notes on 3 drums. And on the bass pan, it's 3 notes per
Okay.
drum, right? So that's why you see one person play 6 of them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Exactly, they're very big, so they can get that big sound because they can get that deep bass sound because the larger the size of the note, the deeper it sounds. So they had to. Then there's another one called the quadrophonics. That's on four. So they divided the 30 notes on four pans, right? So each pan will have seven notes on them. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how. So,
Lord.
so that's how they can play in an orchestra, and you can hear different ranges, right? And they have the alto, they have the guitar, they have the quadrophonics, and we have the bass, and we have the cello, and we have the six bass, and we have the tenor bass also.
Oh man, that's I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's a Caribbean organization in New Orleans, and I think every year they have a big Caribbean festival with steel pans so I'm going to make sure I give you their information so you can get in touch
Yes,
with them.
please.
I think
Yes,
they're
please.
planning a festival in the spring, like May or April, May, June, May or June or
Okay,
something like
great,
that.
Be awesome.
great, great.
Yeah.
And then I was also going to mention my first experience with the band was when I was in Nigeria, because in 1977 we had a Festac 77, which was a festival of arts and culture.
Yes.
So what happened in that year was that all black musicians were invited from all over the world to come perform in Nigeria. People like Papa Rufus Thomas, even all the like Shalama and all of them. Stevie Wonder was there.
Mm.
So that was the first time I saw a steel band on TV. So when I was in college there, after Festac, like about 3 years after Festac, right? I was in college and there was an army band. We had an event, and an army band came to play, but the army band played, it was a steel band, right? So that was my first experience with the steel band. That was the only steel band that I had seen in Nigeria. Actually, that was the only steel band that was available, that was around then. So the reason I brought this up was that I was playing somewhere. I think it was in Atlanta. I can't remember if it was in Atlanta or if I had a gig somewhere. And this gentleman came to me and he said, "Oh, where are you from?" I said, "Oh, Nigeria." He said he was a Festac 77. I said, "Yeah, I remember Festac 77." He said, "Oh, yeah, he brought the steel band there to Festac 77. And after he left, he sold it to the army." So it was the steel drums that he sold to the army that I heard when I was in college. So it's just amazing
Whoa.
how that came full circle too.
Another full circle.
Another full circle.
Another coincidence. Oh,
Yes,
but
yes.
wow, that's amazing, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see how excited I get when I talk about pan. And the tone is just so pure. It's just so pure, and the harmonics, and
yeah, it's
it's
Very
just
so
a beautiful
organic.
beautiful.
instrument.
It's so beautiful.
Hmm.
Oh,
Like water.
wow.
Like a river.
Exactly.
Mm. So are we gonna hear more?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah,
Let's
I
let's
can do
hear
more.
more.
Yeah, do a reggae tune. This is by Billy Tosh. Xavier.
Oh,
Enjoy.
okay. All right. So, singer, you gonna sing to it?
Ah!
All right. I
If
got a
I
drum.
know it.
Well, you can make up something. Make up something. Make up something. Oh yeah.
Ethiopia, nature be praised. Negusanagas, nature be praised. Say timeline, nature be praised. Let it be praised. Let it be praised. You better let it be praised. You water the hills from each river, and the earth is satisfied, so satisfied. He maketh the grass to grow up by the man, to make the earth for man, earth for man, to make the earth for man. Breathe not thyself because of evil doers,
Neither should I be envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like grass, and they shall wither like corn, and they shall wither like corn. Let Jah arise, let all the enemies scatter. Let all that hate Jah, let them shatter, scatter, scatter, and batter. It's here, bien, let Jah be praised. Se Kusanaka, let Jah be praised. Say Damla, let Jah be praised. Let him be praised. You better let him be praised. Lightning, earthquake, windstorm, and a fire. You say lightning, windstorm, and fire. Let them shine, let them go, let them smash it and let them say, let them shine, let them go, let them smash it and let them say, let them shine, let them go, let them smash it and let them say, let them shine.
Wow.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Reggae.
Okay. We said it together. Babaluga and I said reggae together.
You wrote that song?
No, that's Peter Tosh.
Chatash cover.
Peter Tosh.
Yeah,
Nice.
Peter Tosh. Yeah, yeah, it's very great. But in my own opinion, he was very underrated. But very gifted musician.
You know, I can almost hear you sing Night Nurse.
There you go.
So sing it, come in, Night
There you
Nurse.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
can quit
yes.
this your thirst. Yeah.
That's right. That's by the cool ruler himself. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta connect you. I gotta connect you to this festival in New Orleans, this Caribbean festival that's happening.
That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. It'd be great to
Yes.
perform there.
How many people are in your group? When you perform, do you by yourself, or how many artists do you have
It,
with you?
it depends on the budget.
Gotcha.
It depends. So it can be anywhere from just myself to two of us to six of us.
Nice.
Yeah, and then with other instruments, you can have a drummer, a guitar player, a bass player, and
Right.
another horn player. Yes, so it depends on what the budget dictates.
Wow. And
Yes, yes.
your saxophone player is so nice too, bro. They're
Thank
nice.
you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks.
yeah.
So tell me, you play saxophone, you play steel pan, you play piano, you sing. Oh,
Yeah, I don't
And
play
he
like
dances salsa
oh
too. He's a
oh yeah,
salsa
but I
dancer.
was about to ask. You must be a dancer too.
He's a
yes,
dancer.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It's mind
Yes, and I
blowing.
played other instruments like the guitar in a band. I played the rhythm guitar or bass, you know. So yeah.
Flute.
Oh yes, I did play flute at one time too. Yes.
Yeah.
Do the two of you perform together?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'd like to come to one of y'all's performances.
Oh,
We're
thank
coming
you.
to
That would
New
be nice. Yes,
Orleans.
exactly.
We're coming to New Orleans.
When?
Yes.
When you invite us, we'll come.
Oh, okay. All right. So okay, so who's in the group? Who's in y'all group?
Um,
It depends,
it
yeah, because
depends.
we have you know the
Guitar is,
guitarist,
but
yeah, we have a
yeah,
guitar player, we have a drummer, yeah. But right
yeah.
now, the last performance we had though, it was
It
just the
was
two
just the
of
two
us.
of us.
Nice. Okay.
That was the last
Yeah, it
performance
was
we
just the
had,
two of
yes.
us.
It was
But
just
we
the
can
two
build
of
up the
you.
band, yes. Yes.
Uh-huh. And of course, I'm on vocals.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yep, yep, yep. We have 15 minutes left for this interview. I think you have one more song for
Yeah,
us, right?
I have one more. I have a bossa song. Because what I try to do is I try to in terms of the pan to show the kind of songs that can actually be played on it. Because you
Right.
know, we call it the pan now. You know, it used to be called the steel drum.
Right.
And the argument from changing it from a steel drum to calling it a pan is because of the idea that it's not a drum, it has notes in it, even though it was made out of an oil drum. That's why it was
Right.
called a steel drum, but it's not really a drum. It's like a mallet instrument, like pipes or marimba.
Right.
So that's
Right.
why we call it pan now. So we started calling it a pan like early 90s before everybody referred to it as a steel drum. So now they call it this, and then the players are still drummers, right? But now we call it steel pan or just pan for short, and
Right.
then the players are referred to as panists now.
Panist. Oh,
Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
I thought it was going to be pan players, but
Yes, no,
I guess
exactly.
panist.
So I do like a variety of songs, you know. I mean, I'll do like the next song I'm going to be doing is Blue Buster, but I'll do like a song like Take Five, for instance. Like when I'm
Oh.
like, I usually like doing that when I'm at a sound check, you
So,
know, and I have other musicians there because they look at it like, oh, it's just an island, you know, island
island
instrument that
instruments.
you know
Right.
that's all you can do, just like Yellow Broad or all day or night, Marianne, down by the
Right. Right.
seaside,
Right. Right.
right? So I'll do stuff like this, right? This is not the was about. This is the what I'll do at sound checks,
Okay,
right?
Okay.
let's get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take five.
Take five. Oh
That's
man.
Yeah.
right. Thanks.
Wow, that is awesome. So yeah, so let's go straight
Okay, okay.
into
I'll
your
do Blue Bossa. Okay,
the
I'll do
Blue
Blue
Bossa, our
Bossa.
final performance for the night.
Great. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Ah, that
Looks
was
like it
awesome.
flows.
Yeah, I think Baba Luther's network. That was all
Thank
done.
you.
Well
Thank you very
done.
much. Thank you.
Oh, let me see if I can bring Baba Luther back and then bring back again. Let me move a little closer.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Whoop. Okay. Is Baba Luther back? No. Anyway, that was awesome.
Thank
I'll
you very
see
much. Thanks.
if we can still get Baba Luther back
That's fine.
to to the stream.
I think he must. Okay, I think I see him. Yeah.
In oh yeah,
Yeah,
there he
that's
there
him
he
there. Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
bring him back.
Hi.
Uh
There you go.
there you
Yes.
go.
Welcome back.
We lost you
Welcome
for a
back.
minute.
Yeah, I lost y'all. So, do you have recordings out, Bayo, or
No, I'll be
how
working.
do people find your music?
That's the next thing now. This is my manager next to me.
Oh, okay.
We're
she's
working on
so she's
it.
gonna be doing my promotion work.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the studio
Yes,
soon.
because
Well,
what
good.
actually happened, what actually happened was I did leave music for some years, right?
Right,
Um, because to take care of my children,
right.
right? So now I'm getting back into it. So now I'm back into it I'm full-fledged into it now. So we're going to be having some material out shortly.
Nice. How old are
Yeah.
your children now?
I'm 23 and 21.
Oh yeah, they're in their 20s now, right?
Yeah, they're in the 20s now, yes.
Good,
But what
good for
happened was, it was I was because I did sports a lot, so I was involved in the sporting activities, but I was always away, playing or somewhere out of town, or
right.
even inside town, and it was affecting them. So, and one thing I realized, right, being around at the young age, being around lots of musicians, is that the family suffers a lot,
Yes.
right? Because they always traveling. Even I had a talk with Isaac Hayes about it one time when it was live, and that was the first thing he told me. He said, he has a house here. He said, but in a year that he sleeps in that house, maybe 30 times,
Wow.
maybe only 30 days in a year. He said because it's
On
always
the
on
road,
the road. So yeah,
touring.
the family suffers whenever you're a musician. So And I saw what he did to some children of some famous musicians that I know that I was close with. So
Right.
I
Made the
did I made
sacrifice.
that sacrifice. I wasn't going to let that happen to my children. So that was why I left. Now, if I had been playing music professionally, it would have been if that was my only
Source of
profession,
income.
source of income, then probably would have been different. But since I had another source of income and another profession, it wasn't easy for me, but I had to make that sacrifice. So now I'm back into it.
Well, I commend you on making that sacrifice because you're right. It's not fair to bring children into the world and their fathers aren't around to help raise them. So you're right.
Exactly.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
Yes. Thank you.
So and plus, you took good care of yourself. So look at you. You still got the next half
Yeah.
of your life.
Yes.
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 Second
Thanks.
half.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna get the information about this festival to your manager,
Yeah.
Yes.
so we can start working on getting y'all to New Orleans. All right.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
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 No problem at
We may
all.
have to do another one of these for the person who's doing the festival, so they can see what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's great. That's great.
yes. That's
That's
a good
great. That would be
idea.
great.
That would
Yes.
be
That would be
awesome.
wonderful.
Yes.
Well, thank y'all so much. Oh,
Thank you
this
Thank
is
so
you
a
very
much,
great
much,
Baba
Baba
interview.
Luther. I really
Luther.
appreciate you.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
I
It
can't
was
wait to
very
see.
nice.
I can't wait to see the both of you perform together. Oh Lord.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it's something.
Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that.
We
Thank you
can't
very
wait.
much.
Thank you so much. It's been such a beautiful conversation tonight. You
Thank you.
feel good about it.
Thanks. Yes.
Yes.
Thanks. It's been
Thank you so much,
wonderful.
Baba Luther, for your time.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank
Village
you.
Rising Community. Village Gumbo will come back soon, sometime when
Right.
we announce it on the Facebook page. Don't forget to like the page, and you can always replay this interview also, and follow the page for future updates, future interviews. Shout out to Mr. Wayne Glapion for putting this together. We appreciate you.
Yes, Wayne.
And
Thank
Baba Luther,
Thank you very
blessings.
much. Blessings. Peace and
you.
love,
Peace and
everyone. Thank you
blessings.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too. See y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye. All
See
right.
you.
All
See
right.
you.
Good night.
Bye.